亲爱的查理斯·里德先生，根据您的请求，我着手调查了发生在奥克姆特幻觉事件。您的猜测是对的，在这里确实症状会更加严重一些，许多人都陆续来到了这个地方。我们都看到了和你类似的幻觉，城市被水淹没，某种巨大的怪物出现。不过幸运的是，我们或许已经找到了这种症状的源头，还有能够帮到你的人，请尽快做好准备，来奥克蒙特发掘真相吧！我在这里等你，约翰尼斯·范德堡敬上。我刚我念完了，啊就当了，不会吧？哇哦！为什么怎么感觉很不顺畅啊？是我的错觉吗？哇哦！我吃了什么？镇定剂之类的东西吧。怎么觉得声音很不同步啊？
Hope I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
怎么自己开始的那个风吗？亲爱的查理斯·里德先生，根据您的请求，我着手调查了可能发生在……算了，刚刚念过了，不看了。干什么？
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
在吐槽啊！
Now get out! Now get out! Now get out! Now get out! Now get out!
所以叫我 get out 吗？
At last, Mr. Charles Reed. What a pleasure to finally meet you in the flesh.
Nice to meet you.
Johannes van der Berg, at your service. I did promise to meet you the moment you arrived.
Much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect you to mean so literally.
Please call me Johannes. But where are my manners? Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest hour, though it is its most important.
You said you know someone who can help me with my problem. The visions have been getting worse.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man I spoke of, Robert Throgmorton, is already at the port. He has dedicated a lot of time and effort to investigate this issue. Alas, I fear he has a more pressing matter on his hands.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to stand out from the crowd.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here. Any recommendations?
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil's Reef Hotel. Here's the key.
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia, gathering seeds of thought like moths drawn to a flame.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy these days?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for clarity than times of hardship.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you. There's one waiting outside the port.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me towards the Devil's Reef?
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few other key places.
Other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper, places you'll need to get to the truth. This city is insular, its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand, so you better know where to turn in search of a lead.
Well, that's it for now, I think. Thanks for helping me get my bearings.
No. The pleasure was mine, Mr. Reed.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man who finds you.
这个讲话怎么那么奇特？啊，我把画面调一下好了，开高看看。显卡的负担应该没有很大吧？我看一下，我看看啊，还好呢，那就开高啦。反正前后电影我也是开到最高了，怕电脑受不了，怕显卡受不了。不管了，再开高一点，看超高显卡受不受得了？显卡受不了的话就死给你看。还好吧，应该 RTS 260应该受得了啊。等下显卡直接爆掉，我就搞笑了。地图卡隆号，这什么？港口号。事件部。
We'll meet again, Mr. Reed.
不能拿枪吗？不能收取。看一下OK。Now get out. 这叫 get out，对啊，可以互动啊，为什么不让我看？相机吗？相机怎么用？相机，我还是看一下设定好了。看一下啊，思维之眼是 Q， 手枪是 F， 然后近战攻击是 E， 然后那相机耶，相机耶，丢呢，相机的。外相机的，对啊，叫我调查，我不会用相机啊。战斗精通，超长，手枪，炸药陷阱武器，急救包。这边通卡，相机，没给我相机啊？别跟我开玩笑。
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
好了，那我们看秘鲁，到时候再说。旅店是吧？旅店、年报、警局、医院、收容所，一定要跑远吧？市政厅，哎，旅馆嘞？哎呦，这人干嘛？让我好好调查调查。
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed.
别讲啥小，我听无。
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found, and that is...
Excuse me. Are you Robert Throgmorton?
I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's Charles Reed. I'm a private investigator, just arrived from Boston. I was told you might be able to help me.
Private investigator, you say? Well, perhaps we can help each other.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care? What's your angle, outsider?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people is kind of my specialty.
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore in a lifeboat. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Complete malarkey. I know my Albert. I raised him strong and smart, the best of his kind. It couldn't have been him. Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers, mark my words.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port, Grimhaven Bay, Salvation Harbor, the shells. They are everywhere.
So they're just refugees.
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate against us, the Throgmorton family. We are the pillar of this community, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big stinking pile of trouble.
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it myself.
Another newcomer with another problem. Yes, I know what you speak of.
Can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn thing. But yes, let's talk about your dreams.
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down missing people. I'll find Albert.
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not exactly friendly to new arrivals.
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Sounds like you could use every man you can get.
Vera, you have a point, newcomer.
I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving on the expedition, Albert was found on the shore in a lifeboat. These fishermen supposedly brought him to their house and then left to call me. But when I arrived here, my son was nowhere to be seen.
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop dawdling and go see for yourself.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. was standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat. Is it still around?
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence. You'll find it there.
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like you before.
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud and powerful blood flows through our veins. My father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with these exquisite features.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What does that mean?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating blend. Vera means fine. I was saying, we have a deal.
I see. Thank you. As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me to get started.
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
Oh, sure.
I gave you clear instructions, did I
详细资讯。
not?
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer, and keep your hands where I can see them.
I've said everything I know.
我觉得刚刚我学校好像做什么事哦，对，我把声音开小声一点，稍微小声就好。不能开，有鱼。为什么要把鱼泡在渔网里面啊？这样比较新鲜吗？然后这里有一只章鱼，干什么？
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
挑衅呢？看你可以找到什么外地人。
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, my head. What?
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed.
Oh,
I want to know what happened to you.
I don't remember. Then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious. Barely breathing.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just dreamed.
Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We moved here after the...
We're all...
and
Do you know how...
I don't know. When I pulled myself together,
Who is this K?
outsider, show some respect. K is our...
Sorry. I'll leave you to...
Please, detective, sir.
I don't know yet, Will. The...
思维电脑机线索。来，看一下。状况不稳定，突然发光。等一下，什么东西看？哦，请求证词。
Choo choo. Ahem. Choo choo. Ahem.
东西。哦，还有什么特别的嘞？
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
幻觉，我的线子掉了。等一下。 等一下，这甚至恢复正常。
5 cards short of a full house.
一副牌有副葫芦。等一下，5副葫芦。
I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here.
这里。
Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
开着思维之眼的时候会下降。
So that's what an Innsmouther looks like.
开着思维之眼的时候，我的 sen 值会下降，所以在这个状态下受到攻击，应该伤害也会特别的大。有东西可以看。
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
开枪，所以他跑了嘛。但是一定有什么前因啊？这里。
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
应该是这样。
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp.
小胶，受伤逃离不对。OS 不稳定，然后这个是要我思维天堂是要我自己来的吗？渔夫失踪。 一直叫我去思维殿堂，一定哪里有问题。
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
My head! I still hear those voices.
Nehri, Grena, Gebhal, Nugulina.
有什么破解啊？
Seems like prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
Eh, 不会是？哇塞，为什么有像幻觉的东西跑出来？
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots.
“到这边而已。到底怎么了？这里，到这里，然后又到这里，又到我这里。进来，然后进来这边。
There's something in the pocket.
粘起了纸条，路易斯，求求你，再给我1个礼拜的时间。我知道自己欠了你东西，但是大家现在日子都不好过，我还没有足够的存货周转。但请不要担心，我接到了一桩大生意，很快就可以把欠你的还上了。只要再给我1个礼拜，我一定加倍还给你。Peter， 怎么听起来有点像是那种还不起，然后又要碰红的人的这样在讲的嘞？ 我一定可以还你，
The
再1个礼
blood is
拜。
fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far.
再1个礼拜我就可以还你了。然后都没还。对。哦，好多血迹哦。干嘛？
The door won't budge.
对嘛？性质没下降，非常的好。
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
思维殿堂新线索。我看一下哦。受伤后逃离。 路易斯离开犯罪现场。6。谋杀，对。等一下哦，对。再来是路易斯离开犯罪现场。艾伯特被谋杀了。路易斯可能在酒馆。好，没事。我觉得这里的东西怪怪的。什么声音？有什么东西可以调查吗？关那个。哦，不好意思，是这味道。
One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate.
你刚刚从那边来的嘛？哦，去楼上看看，是不是有什么可以调查的？我要酒精。可以开吗？不行。这是哪里？哦，重要。那我还不挖个遍？不行，果然不便宜玩家。哎，酒精金属片。这里是，然后下去，接着再下去。我连这样都会损血吧？真的哎，竟然这样损血了！
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible. And when you can't, keep your weapons handy.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
No. It cannot be true. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No.
My condolences, Mr. Throgmorton. I had hoped for a happier outcome.
Your condolences will not bring him back. So much of our blood spilt for nothing. So much effort in vain. My poor Albert. Tell me you know who did it. I want to look him in the eyes, make him beg for mercy.
Seems like he was a fisherman by the name of Lewis. He had a gun and pursued Albert after he fled the house.
Lewis it is, then. What do you know of him?
Turns out you were right. He's an Innsmouther.
Those filthy scum have done it now. When I'm through with them, they will rue the day they dared lay a finger on a Throgmorton. Bring me that dirtbag, Lewis. He and I are due a reckoning. Do this for me, and I'll help you with anything you need.
反正这么大队了，不过我得先看一下场。掉他的。 仓库。好了哈，入住了小屋。在这里吧。对，在隔壁。
Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed. The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for.
Oh, 还有这样的。我绕过去是不是？深海大街，所以我现在是渔夫小屋嘛。换一下，绕上去。哦，走上去就好了。对，不会。这里不能走。不是说可以去那个船那边吗？绕过去，围起来的地方。什么围起来？隔壁。结果还是不能爬了。那个船要怎么去啊？我就好奇这一个是吧？哦，是那个船在哪边？这个吗？哦，对，有封锁线。
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
那所有到底要怎么装枪啊？武器。
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania?
我也不知道怎么拍照啊。自动消除。C。打开时间簿。拍照嘞。要有个拍照，这是拍照的功能吧？设定，看一下操作，像 X 哦。 遗志。我名叫艾伯特·斯洛格摩多，在此写下遗志。我必须警告你，不要进入隐藏在奥格蒙特地底的遗体，那里有是我们不该接触的东西，那个洞穴里面的东西都不该被带出来。教授，我害怕自己变成别的东西，他在我脑海唱歌，每当我闭上眼睛，都能看到他在跳舞。轮回依旧在继续着，永远不会结束。我必须要警告所有人，必须警告附近，他就在这儿。什么？哎，老人，不理我。那怎么没收几个？身为一个私家侦探，相机，他没有相机可以拍照啊，你搞什么料？不是说这游戏有相机可以记录东西吗？相机嘛，问题是我没看到像相机的东西啊。
Never trust a tourist advertisement.
教程是7，近战攻击是1，按住。我还是不能拿枪啊。怎么这么有趣嘞
？Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat. Looks like it's your son's will.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed expedition.
Bye.
人家10个儿子在那边白，要被他碾断脖子，我跟你讲。所以我说我要怎么去那边？那怎么去街道呢？对，我忘记看显卡的温度。56度，好像还行。
The port is closed by order of Robert Throgmorton. Back off.
封锁港口。问题是我没有相机呢。哦，很漂亮。思维殿堂。酒馆，脱外套，怎么又收了一次？
The book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for. It would take tremendous effort to move this
Let's see
thing,
what you
let alone
find.
tossing it over like this.
head. I still hear those voices.
到底是插了哪边？这是哪里没有抽查成功？这游戏相机到底是哪个按键 ？T。事件还没调查完吗？那你们说把那个人找来，问题是我要怎么找？我不能去别的地方。对吧？旅馆。我要怎么去旅馆？
Join in, newcomer. Praise the sea with us.
这样子往下掉的话，也看换血对。哎，不能上岸哦！惨了！我被钩缠到了，是不是？对，我被钩缠住了。然后奇怪，怎么一直扣血？我跳水面被钩缠住，搞笑。港口的酒馆，酒馆地图，这一间吗？这间，有点像啊。当起名侦探柯南。哎呦，不对，那酒馆在哪里？谁告诉我酒馆在哪里？酒馆。所以我说那个酒馆呢？那看起来酒馆的地方到底哪里？这里看起来不像。酒馆就会看起来特别的明亮啊。在这里啊，那个上面亮灯的地方。感觉就是这里了。哎呦！蛋壳？什么？我还以为这里是咖啡。酒馆。西夏酒馆下方出口。对，西夏酒馆。 哦，我找到了，酒馆。
Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days. Oh, yeah.
问举枪哎，
Got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
我要怎么掏武器？我要怎么掏武器啊？啊，没给我掏武器，我要怎么掏武器？瞄准，对啊，近战武器是E，装甲武器是R。
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around. You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
搞嘞，不认识我，我不认识你啊。
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Come closer, troubled.
You're some kind.
Yes, my dear.
Really?
Not so fast, Snoop.
All right, how much?
Your money has no value here,
sure.
Snoop, and I'll make it easier for you.
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days.
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. And tall pillars.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out soon. Me, I just caught an early glimpse.
Why do I feel like I got scammed?
别说你有这种感觉，我也有这种感觉啊。
Embrace your fate.
这装修怎样？哎，竟然不理我！我都直接走上来了，酒馆老板会不会北送？
What the? Get the... Oh.
竟然没有北送。
Don't do that again.
对对对。后台，哎，进后台也没有那个，也没有阻碍，有没有搞错？虽然我是侦探，不过这样进来是私闯民宅吧？别骗我了，这个不算犯罪，不会被人家抓起来打。
Welcome to Under the Keel. What do you want? I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Throck. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day. I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Bye.
忘忧水哦， 感觉比较像是把肾子清空的东西。
You want a drink?
还是酒？哎、对，哦，有水，酒啦，哦，酒馆老板嘛。
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out, I was right.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us. I'd love to see them suffer like we suffered.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
What kind of... why do you... your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouthers' bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
该死啊！子弹啊！
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Please, I told you the truth, I swear.
不然拿他子弹我就更难做事了。知识，神话。 所有电厂不弄完了吗？路易斯故意杀害了艾伯特。果然，虽然拿了子弹或许有好处，可是会扭曲事实。 我还是一步一步的完成我该做的事好了，不要贪轻易子弹。
Just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Okay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
I'm looking into an outbreak of erratic behavior and madness, all linked to shared visions of this place.
Indeed. Then our goals align. This inexplicable hysteria has spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
A geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition's results as I am.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
精神力之击。